大家好 Welcome back to Edupedia with videos. We are now at lesson 23.2, which we will talk about idioms. Remember in the last lesson, as we are approaching to the end, I told you that you are looking at one idiom, the first idiom that you have ever seen. Okay, that is 名不虚传, which means well-deserved reputation. So now I'll introduce more about Chinese idioms so you know what they are and how it's used. So Chinese idioms, they are known as 成语. Okay, 成语, you have learned both words, 成 as in become. So when it's combined with 语, which means language or some spoken language, it means idiom. Okay, it's usually 4 words. Some may have more, but in standard form it is 4 words. Okay, it uses the shortest word or it uses very simple words or just 1 word or 2. It uses the shortest word to express complex meaning. So as in 成语 is confined to 4 words, so 1 word may have very complex meaning, and together with 3 other words, it forms a very complex meaning as a whole. So usually it get rid of all the words like the or some other prepositions that you know to give a complex meaning. Alright, it is used to describe people, things, and situation, etc. Sometimes the 成语 is linked with stories and history. And in the coming examples of idioms, I will give you 1 story. Okay, so other than learning new words, you'll learn more about Chinese culture as well. Okay, so that's 成语. And not only idioms, we also have proverbs. So that's a longer version of a very famous word by some famous people in the past. Okay, usually in ancient China. So let's look at the first example. I'm just gonna put here so you understand that 名不虚传 is 4 words, and each word is really has its own meaning, and together in all is to convey a complex meaning of a reputation is well deserved. Okay, and the usage of words is really beautified, and it really requires some good knowledge of Chinese in order to understand what it is. But since you have already learned almost 1,000 words now, so by now it's good for you to know some idioms too. Alright, so the second idiom that you're gonna see is 人山人海. Okay, in direct translation it's people mountain people sea, but if you can guess what it means, it is just to describe the situation of crowd occupying every inch of the land. Okay, so for example, in concerts or in parade, carnival, there are a lot of people, a huge crowd. So by then you can use this word 人山人海, which means like people are occupying the whole mountain, or people are like the sea is just a lot. Okay, so it just like omitting a lot of the words here. You can say like people are as many as the people are as huge as mountain or as wide as sea, but instead you just saying people mountain, people sea, which is to mean big crowd of people. Alright? So you're omitting a lot of unnecessary words, just the essence to convey the complex meaning of describing the situation. Alright, so there are two new words here, so let's look at them. So the first new word is shan. Shan means mountain. This is the pinyin, shan, and the radical is itself, and the arrangement is simple. Let's look at how to write shan. 1、2、3. Okay, just 3 strokes for this word, shan. And you can remember this word very easily because it just looks like a mountain. Like there's a hilltop here and another hilltop here, and then there you go, another hilltop. So it's just like a mountain like this one, right? So this is mountain, as simple as that. The next word is sea, high. Okay, this is the pinyin high, and the radicals. This one, what's on the left there? The arrangement is horizontal because you have left and right components. Let's look at how to write high. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10. 10 strokes for this word, high. And as you can see, the radical is this one. And as I told you, it is related to water. So sea has water, so that's why high has the radical as this one. Alright? So sometimes among Chinese ourselves, we love to play around with words like this. Like when we are trying to write essay, sometimes we will happily write down people mountain, people sea to describe the situation. And of course, it's just broken English and we are making fun of it. Alright? So this is quite a common idioms that people love to use. Alright? The next idiom is delicacies. So in Mandarin idiom, it is 山珍海味. Okay? You have learned all these words already, but it's just that different combination. So 山珍, 珍 you have learned it as in pearl or precious thing. So the precious things in the mountain is like the truffles and some other things that you can only pick up in the mountain. So they are very precious and very pricey one. So 山珍 is to describe those things. And 海味, 海 is, as you have just learned, it means sea. 味 is describing the food taste, like what is available in the sea, like seafood, very precious things like oysters or sea cucumber. So they are very exotic in taste. So they are the delicacies from the sea. Okay, so 山珍海味, it is to include everything on the mountain and in the sea. And then, as you know, it's difficult to get food source in mountain and sea. So they are the very precious, the very pricey food items that makes the food a lot of variety, a huge wide range of delicacies. So as you can see, the words are really beautified, and then it is to describe things in just 4 words, alright? And without really deep and complex understanding of Chinese and how it works, it's pretty hard to understand what it means. Okay? You have learned all these words, so I'll just go to the next one. 风风雨雨. Okay, you have learned 风 and 雨. Okay, 风 is wind and 雨 is rain. So 风风雨雨, as you can imagine, it's a lot of wind and a lot of rain. So it means a lot of difficulties, a lot of challenges, as you can imagine being in a lot of wind and a lot of rain. It is unpleasant. Alright? So to say 风风雨雨, it is to mean challenges and ups and downs. Okay? So when you want to say I have been through a lot of ups and downs and challenges, you can use I have been through 风风雨雨. As you can see, like these combinations of word in direct translation is just win-win and rain-rain. But it has deeper meaning than the nouns that you have learned. It is to mean challenges, a complex meaning in its own. So this will be the last one. As I promised you, I will tell you a story that is related to an idiom, and this idiom is 自相矛盾. It means to contradict oneself. Okay, I will introduce you the new words here first, and I'll explain how this idiom come out through a story. Alright, so the first word is 相. 相 means mutual. Okay, you'll learn more about this in the future, but just bear this with me for now. This is the pinyin 相, and the radical is this one, what's on the right there. The arrangement is horizontal because you have left and right component, and the right component is the radical. Alright, let's look at how to write 相. 一二三四五六七八九. 9 strokes for this word, 相. The next word is 矛. 矛 means lance or spear, pike, anything that is long and with a dagger at the end of the stick. It is called 矛. Okay, this is the pinyin, and the radical is this one, which is itself, so the arrangement is simple. Let's look at how to write 矛. 一二三四五. 5 strokes for this word, 矛. And lastly is 盾. 盾 means shield. Okay, this is the pinyin 盾, and the radical is this one, what's on the bottom right there. The arrangement is simple. Let's look at how to write 盾. 一二三四五六七八九. 9 strokes for this word, 盾. And I hope this word looks like a shield to you. It has a cross in it and something in the body that is shielding you from being attacked. So this word is shield. It shouldn't be very difficult to memorize this. Alright? So in this phrase, 自相矛盾, individual word 自 is self, okay, and then 相 is mutual, 矛 spear, and 盾 shield. Okay, let me explain this with a story. So in ancient China, there is one guy. He is selling weapon, and so he claims that he has the best lance or spear in the world, that it can penetrate every shield in the world, no matter how strong or thick the shield is. So the spear is the most powerful in the world. It's so sharp that it can penetrate everything. Alright? At the same time, he also claims that he has a shield which can never be broken. It can block whatever weapons in the world. Okay? So everyone look at how he sells his stuff and applauded for how he advertises himself. But there's one person just came on and asked, well, what happens when you use the lance to penetrate the shield? Which one would win? Okay, so that's a very tricky question because you said the lance can penetrate everything while the shield cannot be penetrated by any weapon in the world. So when these three come together, which would win? So that's how, from this context, it is we have an idiom born out of it. So to say 自相矛盾 is to contradict oneself. Alright, to say certain situation is contradictory. Alright, you as a person, you are making contradictory claims. Okay? So 自相矛盾 is to say you use your best lance and best shield in the world to fight against each other. Okay, so and in the meantime, you'll find out that you're just contradicting yourself. Alright? And in other words, another way of using 矛盾 is conflict. Okay? So 矛盾, as you can see, the two shields, one weapon and one shield, they are constantly fighting each other. So when you say 矛盾, it means conflict. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed the story, and then you learn more about the Chinese culture. So these are all the new words that you have learned. So you have learned what is mountain and sea, mutual, spear or lance, and shield. And for now you have already learned 5 idioms, which are to describe a crowd, delicacies, ups and downs or challenges, and to describe contradictory, and also finally what you have learned in the last lesson, a well-deserved reputation. I hope you found this lesson very interesting because you learn more about Chinese culture and also our style of idioms, which consists only of 4 words. Next up, I will cover tea culture. Alright, because in this lesson series, you have learned about food, eating a very great dish in China, Beijing roast duck. And now, after talking about eating, let's talk about drinking. But we are drinking tea. So let's talk about tea culture. Alright? I hope you get excited about the next lesson. And thanks again for watching. See you in the next video. 谢谢，再见。